Westbrook is rejoining James Harden in Houston. The Rockets and Thunder swap point guards in a mega deal that brings two of the last three MVPs together. What else can possibly happen this summer? I don't know. I'm at a loss. This is Game Time. Welcome into our Atlanta studio. Good to have you with us. I'm Matt Weiner. That's Rex Chapman. We're speechless. Another summer stunner on Wednesday night as the Rockets and Thunder exchange point guards who've been to 17 All-Star games between them. Russell Westbrook, the 2017 NBA MVP, is off to Houston, where he'll reunite with former Thunder teammate, 2018 MVP, James Harden. Russ and the Beard played together for 3 years with the Thunder, and along with Kevin Durant, reached the NBA Finals in 2012. In Houston, they reset a Rockets team that couldn't put away the Warriors in the conference semifinals. Meanwhile, the Rockets' summer began with reports that the team might be looking to move Chris Paul, and Houston winds up doing exactly that, sending the 34-year-old to OKC, where he spent his first 2 seasons with the displaced New Orleans Hornets. Rex, big picture now. We've had a summer of enormous transactions already. How big is this one?
Ho-hum, right? Wow. This is incredible. This just went down a little while ago. We've been trying to digest it. Kudos to Sam Presti and Daryl Morey, taking big swings and taking a 50,000-foot view of their team and kind of going, look, this is what we've been doing. We can't get over the hump. Let's mix this thing up. I can't believe that Daryl Morey could get off Chris's contract, to be honest with you. I also can't believe how far Chris has fallen so fast, maybe in the eyes of some. But the Houston Rockets, this may put them right. I hate to call them favorites, but it puts them right in the conversation.
Sure.
They just got younger and I think better.
Well, to sweeten the deal for OKC, to your point, Houston added 2 first-round picks and the option to swap picks 2 other years. So between this deal and the Paul George trade, the Thunder have acquired 7 first-round picks over the next 7 drafts. Let's bring in the former Rocket, Kenny Smith, who joins in on the conversation. The Rockets are now playing for the here and now. Kenny, how much better should they be with Russ in the lineup?
Wow. I mean, you're talking about 2 MVP candidates in 2 of the last 3 years, I believe it is, or something. For the last 4. I mean, this is incredible to have that type of talent on one team. You look at what the Lakers have done. You look at what the Clippers have done. You go, well, in the West, can you stop our 2 guys now? Because those 2 guys have never been stopped ever in their career. So now being back together, that's an unbelievable backcourt. And they played together before, so they know how to get it done.
Yeah, they've known each other since they were kids in L.A. And you can look at style of play, and you can nitpick here. Russell Westbrook isn't a very good three-point shooter. He's not really a catch-and-shoot guy. Both he and Harden were top 10 in usage this past season. They need the ball in their hands. But you're talking about 2 of the last 3 MVPs, as you mentioned, in the lineup. That's not bad. In terms of top-end talent, where does that duo rank?
Oh, they're the best backcourt in basketball. I mean, defensively, I don't know 2 guards who could say, well, we have an advantage where we could stop them. And that's what Houston has been in the last years is an offensive juggernaut. But the difference is I think Russ probably could point to half of the league or more and say, well, I can guard him. Where I think in the past in Houston, I don't think guys could say, well, I could outscore you and stop you. And definitely Russell Westbrook is that.
Kenny, is Clutch City back? Is it all 2s now for Houston? They're going to go all 2s?
No, let me shoot that 3 ball.
Let me ask you, what does Mike D'Antoni do now? He's got Russ. How does he adapt to try to get these guys over the hump finally?
Well, I think the talent changes, because the skill set changes. Obviously, Russell has different things in his tool belt than Chris Paul had. And those things will adjust the flow of the game because at times Russ will take it and he'll just back a guard all the way down into the box. and then all of a sudden you have some post play that you didn't have before. All of a sudden Russ will come full speed and he'll say, I'm taking the in-between shot, because he could probably make 6 out of 10 of those twos the same way you'd have to make 4 out of 10 threes. So he's like, no, I could shoot 60% of this shot. So the flow of the game will definitely change based on how great Russell Westbrook is. And so he doesn't have to really do anything. Russell will demand that in terms of the style that he plays.
Kenny, the thing's wide open now. Do you find that teams like Houston, the Clips, the Lakers, they're taking big swings right now because Kawhi has left, because Klay's not going to be back next year? This whole thing's wide open. What do you make of it?
Yeah, and you throw Utah in that the Jazz in that mix. They're taking big swings because, and I don't even know if it's just because, of what happened with Golden State. I think it was because of the Golden State everyone started taking big swings. I think the plan was we have to take big swings. And everyone in the West that made those moves, without question, has improved. There's no doubt about it. They've improved. And I even think Golden State has gotten better if Klay Thompson, when he gets healthy, because I think Willie Cauley-Stein is a lot different from what they've had. So they're going to be admirable. You add D'Angelo Russell, they're going to be still a playoff team and a dangerous team based on what Steph Curry could do. So all around the board, the Western Conference is just improved dramatically.
Over the last few seasons, we've seen both James Harden and Russell Westbrook paired with star teammates, and they've had to make tweaks to their game. Now that they're together, who has the bigger adjustment to make in terms of on-court style and role, and who's going to be the point guard here?
Well, I think Russ is going to be the point guard, but I think, and this might sound crazy, but this will be the easiest 30 points James Harden will score in his life. I don't think he's, ever played with it in this era, this Russell Westbrook, where a guy who is a triple-double guy, a guy who creates double teams off the penetration. So this will be an easier – he will have more spot-up jump shots than he's ever had. He won't have to dribble 8 times to score anymore. I think this is going to be very easy for James Harden scoring the basketball playing with Russell Westbrook.
Is this the greatest summer we've ever had in the NBA? This is just bonkers.
Basketball never stops. And I'm down here in Augusta, Georgia, because of all these AAU tournaments. My AIM-High team, my 5th grade team, just had a big win today, beat the number 2 ranked team. We're rolling down here. Basketball never stops.
Well done, Kenny.
Well, congratulations on that. Appreciate you taking your time to join us. Kenny Smith with us here from just about 2 hours down the road. We'll talk to you soon.
Say no more. All right. Say less.
Rex, I'm going to turn a version of your question to Kenny back on you, and it's about Mike D'Antoni. In some ways, Russell Westbrook doesn't appear to be an ideal fit for what D'Antoni and Daryl Morey have wanted to do in Houston. What kind of tactical adjustments will he have to make?
Do they go all twos now instead of all threes?
I don't know.
No, I think Mike needs to find a way to talk to these guys at this stage of their career, get them to buy into doing things just a little bit different. I think I want to put a little bit on James, too. I think he's going to have to adjust his game a little bit, be a little bit more willing to make decoy cuts, not just stand there when he doesn't have the ball on the offensive end. I think that will help his teammates, the more ball movement, more player movement. But I put a little bit on James. If he can adjust a little bit, I think this can be a big thing for Houston.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of pace of play they're at. Also, Houston was 27th in the league last year. Russell Westbrook and the Thunder, I think, were 6th.
Yeah, it'll be different.
Top 10. Different for sure. Let's get some thoughts from the Hall of Famer Kevin McHale. He joined Pete Pranica and Isaiah Thomas earlier on Wednesday night from Vegas Summer League.
The most success he's had is when he had Steve Nash really handling the ball in Phoenix and running just a lot of ball dominant stuff. And then, of course, when he has James Harden being ball dominant. But Mike's a good offensive coach. I think you've got to get a little more movement, Steve. You got to pop the ball a little bit more. I just don't think that, and I think both Westbrook can run. He can push the ball. James pushes the ball, but you got to get out and run with the guy. If you don't have the ball, you got to get out on the wing. And neither Westbrook or Harden have been good runners for others. When you have the ball, they're not running hard for you to get out ahead. I think they've got to do more of that. I think they've got to change some. But I'm with you, Zeke. They both really are looking at it like, man, this might be our last and our best chance of really winning something special together and everybody wrong and proving